Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
All righty, let's go to Tammy Carr. I think I saw you next on here. I'm
I'm
not
here,
certain.
ma'am. Here
All
I
right.
am.
On the record in BU 2025 TR 1430, State of Kansas versus Tammy Lynn Carr. Joseph Baca for the state, Tammy Carr in person and pro se. Ms. Carr, you have one count of driving without a license. You told me at your first appearance on September 24th of 2025 that you were applying for diversion. Did you do so?
Ma'am, I got my license on 01/15 of 2026.
Okay, well, that would have been after the day they said you were driving without a license. Did you apply for diversion?
Nope. I thought you guys.
I thought that I told you I was going to get my license in a couple weeks, and I did that.
Well, you may have told me
I,
that, but you also told me you were going to apply for diversion to try to get this dismissed and kept off your record. But it sounds like you didn't do that.
no, I didn't. I don't recall you saying that to me, Judge.
Well, I did. All right. So who's helping you there? Who's instructing you there?
Huh?
You have someone beside you there who seems to be instructing you. Who's helping
Oh,
you?
my cousin's here visiting me.
Okay. Well, let's see. What are you going to do now? You're charged with driving without a license. You didn't apply for diversion. You didn't apply apparently for an attorney. You don't want an attorney. I mean,
Oh my.
I
this
thought
has
this would
gone
be
back.
dropped
But I thought this was going to be dropped when I got my license today.
to no driver's license.
I mean,
Possession.
to no driver's license in possession.
I don't know about that. That would have to have been between you and the state. Did you talk to anyone from the prosecutor's office?
Didn't know I was supposed to, ma'am.
Well, I don't know that you were supposed to, but I gave you the opportunity if you wanted to. The only thing I can do is take you to trial and determine if you had a license on September 24, 25 and was driving or you didn't. Now, what you did after, if you and the state had some kind of agreement that they would dismiss it, they're the ones that file it, they're the ones that dismiss it. The only way I can dismiss it is to go to trial and find you not guilty.
Can I just plead no contest?
You can do that if you want. Are you going to hire an attorney or apply for court appointed or represent yourself?
Apply for.
I would need a court appointed attorney, I guess. I mean,
Well,
I thought this was.
you've had the opportunity to do that since September 24th, and you haven't. But you're
Because
telling
she
me,
was under the assumption this would be dropped to a. Sorry,
oh, you,
I'm sorry.
yeah, if you're not her lawyer, you can't represent her. And I don't know why she would have that understanding. That's never something that's told to a defendant. I don't know why she'd have that understanding unless she worked something out with the state. Mr. Baca, did you make any agreements with her that if she went out and got her license, miss this?
Your Honor, our office has not communicated with Ms. Carr, but we are willing to make an offer on the case.
All right. Do you want to do that in the breakout room or tell her now?
I can just let her know, Your Honor, we have received proof that her license has been reinstated at this time. So at this time, the state would move to amend that sole charge to KSA 8-244, no license in possession. If she desires to plead guilty to that amended charge, we would be recommending a $200 fine, 30 days jail suspended, 6 months non-reporting probation, and pay court costs.
All right. Now, Miss Carr, did you understand what he said? I don't want you to be confused.
Yes. Yes, I do, ma'am.
Is that something you want to do?
Yes.
All right. So are you wanting to proceed on your own today without an attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
So you do not want to hire an attorney and you do not want to apply for court appointed. Is that correct?
That's correct. The only question I have is how long do I have to pay the $200?
Well, let's find out first of all if you have an attorney or if you want an attorney. At this point, you want to waive your right and represent yourself.
Yes.
Is anyone making you waive your right to an attorney?
No, ma'am.
All right, then I will have the record reflect that you are knowingly and voluntarily waiving your right to an attorney and going to represent yourself. Now, the next order of business is the plea offer, and you said you do want to accept that,
Yes.
and I can give you some time to pay. How do you plead to driving? How do you plead to the amended charge of driving without a license in your possession, a Class C misdemeanor?
Guilty.
You want to plead guilty, or did you say no contest? Now, which is it?
No contest, ma'am. Thank you very much for that.
All right, so you don't want to admit the charge, but you don't want to deny it and take it to trial. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is anyone making you waive your right to trial and enter this plea today?
No.
You understand, even though you're not admitting the charge, you're still giving up your right to trial and will most likely be found guilty, unable to appeal your conviction. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Baca, you have a factual basis to support this charge and plea?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, if we were to proceed to trial, the state would show that on June 14th of 2025, the defendant was driving a vehicle at a location here in Butler County, Kansas, that being K-254 and Southwest River Valley Road. On that day, at that location, she did not have a license in her possession when requested by a law enforcement officer with the Butler County Sheriff's Department.
I find that the defendant has not only knowingly and voluntarily entered a no contest plea, but the state also has provided a factual basis. I find the defendant guilty of the amended charge, KSA 8-244. I will follow the plea agreement for sentencing. The fine, Ms. Carr, is $200. Your
Okay.
court costs are $108 for a total of $308. How much time do you need to pay $308?
Oh. Maybe 60 days, 60 to 90 days.
Okay, you're either representing yourself or you've got an attorney there.
No,
Well,
I'm representing myself.
All right, I'm going to go with 60 days to pay. Contact the clerk's office and they can tell you how to make that payment. And then I'm going to give you a 30-day suspended jail sentence. You will not have to serve that if you complete a 6-month non-reporting probation. That
Okay.
means you don't see a probation officer, but you are on probation for 6 months. If you violate that probation, it can be revoked and you can serve the 30 days. But your probation just has a couple of conditions. The first one is violate no laws for 6 months. The second is to pay $308 to the clerk of the district court within 60 days. And let me check just a couple of other things. All right, you have 2 conditions. If you don't want to serve 30 days in jail, violate no laws for 6 months and pay all of the $308 within 60 days. Any questions, Ms. Carr?
No, I
Mr.
understand
Baca?
everything.
Very good. Mr. Baca, anything further from the state?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Very well, then Ms. Carr is excused from this proceeding. You may go, but be sure and check with the clerk of the district court on payment.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. You have a blessed day.
Welcome. Thank you. You too. We will be on the record in BU 2024 2341, State of Kansas versus Kenneth Allen Lewis. Jared Regier for the state. Kenneth Allen Lewis is here in person and pro se. If you'll unmute, please.
Hello.
This Brian Smith is here as a witness. This is a case involving a warrant to show cause why the defendant's probation should not be revoked. Mr. Lewis, the state is alleging that you have violated your probation by failing to refrain from using illegal drugs, that you have either admitted or tested positive for use of marijuana, and that you have failed to obtain your high school diploma as I directed you to do. Are you going to ask for Mr. Patterson to be reappointed? Are you going to hire an attorney?
I'll ask for Mr. Patterson again.
Let's see. Are you able to hire an attorney?
No.
Are you employed?
Yes.
Where do you work?
I work for Mercy Home Healthcare.
What do you make per month?
I make 400 a week, so per month that'd be anywhere from 12 to 13 probably.
Well, my math says there's a little more than 4 weeks in a month on average, but
Is that
my math says 400 times 4 is 1,600 a month.
okay?
How do you come up with a
Right.
different figure?
I make anywhere from like 350 to 400, so yeah, I'd be around there.
All right, maybe you're talking about after taxes.
Yeah.
Okay. Married or single?
Single.
Pay rent or a mortgage?
No.
No. Do you have any bills that you have to pay?
No.
So you have $1,600 a month to do with as you wish. So how much do you have in savings?
I have to provide my food and stuff, and I'm also working on trying to get a car because I just got my driver's license back. I'm also working on trying to get insurance and stuff too.
So how much do you have saved up?
At the moment, I don't really have anything saved up. I just started this job not that long ago, so I've only gotten like 2 checks, if even one.
Well, with what you're telling me, you don't quite qualify for a court-appointed attorney.
If you just started you just got
Who's your
one full.
lawyer speaking? Who's that lawyer? Is that your lawyer speaking? You already have a lawyer?
That's my aunt.
She's not a lawyer?
No.
And why is she representing you in these hearings?
Shh.
Okay, here's the bottom line, Mr. Lewis.
She tried to ask a question.
Well, you're the one that's in court today. You're the one on probation. You're the one looking to get your probation revoked. You're the one that has been convicted of committing these crimes, not your aunt. So
Yes, ma'am, I know.
take care of this yourself. And I know as a family member, especially with motherly instincts, you want to take over, but you just can't do it. You're going to take care of yourself. Maybe if you are more responsible for yourself, you won't be into court so much. Just a
Yes, ma'am.
thought. All right. So I don't find that you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. But if you want to call the clerk of the district court and get an application and fill out all the details,
Okay.
maybe when you look at it, you will qualify. But looks to me like you're going to have to hire an attorney. Have your finances changed since you were sentenced?
Mm,
Do you have the same job you had when you were sentenced?
no. Yes,
No different? Okay. Well, fill that out and I'll look at it. In the meantime, Mr. Regier, what's the state's position on continuing this at the defendant's request? We're not looking at speedy trial issues anymore, but we're looking at violations alleged of probation.
No
Okay.
objection, Your Honor, if the court is prepared to continue the bond in this case. The appearance bond, as previously executed in December, appears to be a cash bond in the amount of $100, subject to all standard conditions, including, quote, no drugs, no alcohol. The state would be recommending that all those be the continuing orders of the court. Additionally, given the procedural history of this case, the state would be orally moving the court as an additional condition of bond to require that the defendant appear in person for all future proceedings and not by Zoom fashion, given the current status of this matter.
I will order that you appear in person at the courthouse from this hearing forward. And I don't want to set this off until May or June. Can you squeeze him in somewhere in the next few weeks, Jenna?
Do you want a Wednesday or do you want a Monday?
Let's do a Monday.
Let me see.
Mr. Smith, does a Monday or Wednesday make a difference to you?
Whatever is available for the court, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
So it looks like 4 weeks away would put us at April 6th. We can fit something in there.
And Your Honor, that would be the state's preference given the procedural position of this matter.
Mr. Smith, do you think this defendant can be, I don't know if that's fair to ask you, but you think you can get him in and he'll follow? Failing to appear has not been one of the allegations. And you kind of supervise his bond and probation for another month?
Yes, Your Honor. He is reporting now. And
Okay.
I am actually not going to be in the office the morning of April the 6th.
Well, should we put it on a different date then? Maybe, Jenna, can we do that a little different?
Yes, I don't know how soon you want to do it, Your Honor, but I can also squeeze him on March 23rd, but I don't know if that's enough time if he ends up filling out an application and has an attorney.
Well, I like March 23rd.
And
That
Your
means
Honor,
it's not the-
provided the court services officer is available for that time, the state does not object to the March 23rd date either.
That's only, what, 2 weeks out?
2 weeks out. Yep, about 2 weeks and 2 days.
All right, Mr. Lewis, are you going to be able to get out there today and get that attorney, start getting that attorney rounded up?
I can, yes.
Get that application turned in today if you're going to apply.
Okay.
Today.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
All right. So,
And Your
Mr.
Honor,
Smith,
the state would respectfully request the court to inquire whether or not the court services officer is also available for the March 23rd date.
that's what I was preparing to do. Mr. Smith, will March 23rd at 9 work?
Yes, Your Honor, I am available. Thank you.
And we can work around your schedule that day if you need to go first, last, whatever, to get you
Thank you.
in here. All right, and that's true of all of you at any time. You just let me know. Okay, so Mr. Lewis, I'm going to continue this at your request. I'm going to continue your bond with the added condition that if you want a court-appointed attorney, you get your application in today, and then call back and see if you get an attorney. And if you do, you better call that attorney and be ready to go. I don't want to continue this in 2 weeks because you haven't talked to your attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, and then you keep in touch with your probation officer, whatever he needs you to do until then.
Of course.
All right. You may go at this time, sir.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Well, in Butler County, Kansas, the judge is on the screen. Folks showing up to court with the strangest legal team. Tammy brought her cousin, thought the charges would just drop. Now she owes $308 to the local traffic cop. Oh, your aunt is not a lawyer. Your cousin ain't one too. When you're facing revocation, family counsel just won't do. 'Cause Kenneth's aunt can't save you and you're surely gonna fail.